Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. We're doing a review impressions of a knife that's been part of a pass around that I got a chance to check out. This is the Ketuo Yakuza in G10, and then we got carbon fiber kind of bolstered up here. I guess I don't know, it's bolstered, but it's G10 and carbon fiber together. And yeah, this is kind of an interesting little knife. Let's talk about it. All right, we're taking a look at the Ketuo Yakuza knife in carbon fiber. Well, it's actually carbon fiber and G10. This is the 14C28N version of the knife. You'll see that 14C28, and which means it's a budget knife. It's not like the $300 version that they have, but this is really, really kind of cool. All right, so the brand is, or I guess the name of the knife, or the knife name is the Yakuza, and the designer is a gentleman called Felix Daneshwara. That sounds, I'm gonna say that's sort of like Felix, at least the last name sounds very much like it might be from India or something like that. I'm not sure, but I've had some friends who's very similar last name, so anyways, and of course the company that makes the knife is Ketuo, and so they're the ones who manufactured this. We can see Ketuo, where is it? Right there, Ketuo right there on the clip. So there's a $300 version, $295 version of this. It's very premium M390. This is the budget version, 14C28N. Actually, it is a liner lock, which is really cool. Does engage. Pretty big blade, hollow ground, compound ground. Nice big swedge right here. Really technically is a tanto blade. So I would consider this a tanto, if you will. So I do like that. As far as the locking type, it is a liner lock. Does engage in there. Pretty solid. Looks like we're a good 20-25%. As far as opening is going to be these thumb studs right here, which not my favorite. And then this fuller slash thumb hole. So there's a thumb hole and then there's a fuller right there. And then you also have a front flipper. Now the front flipper is not most comfortable. It is very aggressive with these large, big G10 thing, jimping. I'm not a fan of it. The thumb stud here, you've got to make sure you get behind it, because if you get under here, boy, ooh, yikes. That's sharp and it hurts. It's not comfortable. So I'm not a fan of this. I wish it was a little more angled. This didn't have the sharp edge, because big old meaty fingers like me, man, I'm going to hit that. And I already did. And I tell you, it's not comfortable. So not a big fan of that. I do like the fact that it's a lock pivot. I like the fact that the materials are pretty cool. I love the back spacer. That's very unique. I love all of that. It is dead nut centered. I think that's great. The steel is fantastic. The clip is great. No sharp spot. It is a little edgy though. A little edgy right there, which is kind of a bummer. And it's edgy here. Now, on a G10 carbon fiber, I can fix that. On titanium clip like this, which I believe it is titanium. Yeah, titanium clip. You have to file that to smooth that off. But it's still edgy, which is kind of a bummer, right? So just keep that in mind. As far as the closing, it is a heavy blade. You can release that. Now it does close. You catch down here on the finger choil, so you don't have the guillotine on your finger, so I can drop it and catch it, which is nice. So you can fidget with it. It's a bigger blade. We'll measure it, do the measurements here in just a second. But like I said, it's this hollow grind, compound grind, hollow here, flat here, tanto, if you will. So I think that's kind of cool. Let's do some measurements on this guy. Let's weigh him first. Get the scale in here. All right, I'm going to guess maybe 4 or 5 ounces, somewhere around there. I don't know. 4.9 ounces. So just 1 ounce, a 0.1 ounce shy of 5 ounces. So not a super light knife, but not a super heavy knife. Again, I don't know if you saw that. I did this, and then I said, oh, no, go over here. And I learned that from the very small time handling this knife. So there you go. Now, if you love the blade shape, I'm always going to tell you, buy what you love and love what you buy. 7 7/8 is the overall length. The handle area, if you go all the way from here to here, it's about 4.5 inches, which is lots of room. So I have big, large, meaty hands, plenty of room for big hands. I think it's going to be great. You will appreciate that. It's definitely an interesting blade. 3 3/8 as far as from the tip to the scale. Cutting length is going to be 3 3/8 as well, just a hair shy over 3 3/8. So not a small knife, but not a giant knife, right? It's close to full size, but not quite, but definitely not a small or medium knife. All right, let's see. What is the blade stock thickness? We are dealing with 142 thousandths of an inch. that the same? Yeah, about 141, 142 thousandths of an inch. So it's a pretty robust blade, pretty thick. Now, knife category, I have super budget, regular, high end, mid-tech to custom. So if those 5 categories, this one definitely falls into the regular, just barely. It's just over $100, $119. If you happen to find it like on White Mountain Knives or something, you can get 10% off. But that would be, you know, then you could get it maybe for 110, but still in the $100 range. So it's very low end of the regular knife category, which I think is kind of cool. It's definitely not budget. It's close to budget, but it's not quite budget. So there you go. What's the purpose? EDC hard use collection piece. Yeah, you can make all that if you wanted to. If you really liked it, you can collect it. To me, at this range, it's really a knife that you carry, something that you carry and use. So I would say EDC hard use is absolutely valid. Now, for me, it's not going to be something I would carry because this right there, after a few of those, I would be done. I've already done it a few times, and it's made me very cognizant of it and very cautious because I've already gotten some on another knife that was really sharp, got some cuts on there. That's the joy of trying new knives out. You get to check things out from people, and sometimes the knife is really cool, and sometimes it gets you. And this one has a little gotcha points on it that I find not the most comfortable. Hard use, I think it would do well. It is a liner lock, pretty solid in there, so I mean, yeah, it's going to work well, right? I definitely think that. Overall design, ergos, action, the handles are comfortable relatively. Everything here is rounded nicely until you get right here. This edge right here, and I don't like that. And now I can fix it with the G10 and the carbon fiber, so it can be fixed. It's just unfortunate, right? This right here is a little sharp, so those are spots that are going to get me. And then this right here with the thumb studs, I'm just not a fan of that. So that's unfortunate as far as I'm concerned. I don't like that. Opening, closing, I mean, the fuller works well, right? The thumb hole works well. The front flipper, you just got to be in the right spot because it's very aggressive right here. And I find going low makes it not as comfortable. Going really high, it can slip off. And it's just, the jimping is really aggressive. I mean, that's good or bad, right? I mean, it is what it is. Left-handed, I mean, the fuller works well because it is, like I said, liner lock. So that makes it left-handed flick really well. I mean, I love the fuller. I will tell you that. Not a fan of thumb studs. So close, right? I mean, I love a unique design. I really do. But you can't have that coming up. I mean, you see, that's just, if you could fix that, just go out a little bit. I know it's doing it here, but not this edge right there. Have that all the way across, so I'm not hitting that edge coming up. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm hitting this out here. That would be nicer. I don't know. Just my 2 cents on there. I think it's really kind of interesting, and it's a unique blade. It's a unique shape. It's a unique knife, and I think there's a lot of potential here. That's what I really do like what I see. The materials, the cost, everything is really fantastic. Just a couple of small finishes that really need to be addressed for it to do well. The texture here is great. I mean, if you're going to do a push cut like this, you're going to go do push cut like this or a pull cut, well, I don't know about a pull cut. Might be a little more difficult, but, well, maybe a pull cut this way. It would work really well. But the jimping up here does work. Going over here, gloves, everything, it's going to lock you in. No questions asked. It's not the best for flipping, but it's definitely the best for locking. It'll lock you into that blade, into that grip, and you'll be able to do some nice cutting and not feel like your hand's going to slip at all. And this acts like a finger guard down here, so you're going to be really secure in there. I think that's great. So texture, no texture really here. I mean, it's G10 in carbon fiber, so it's not super smooth, but it's not textured. The jimping, it works well. The clip itself is not bad. It does go in. It's a little, I mean, it's not too terrible. It's not super flat on one side or the other. It's pretty peaked. I mean, it's not spread out with a kind of a smooth roll. So, just keep that in mind. Might go in and out. But the fortunate thing is it's on top of G10, so it shouldn't bunch up or cinch up too badly. It is edgy. I think that's unfortunate. It does have a lanyard, which works and looks functional. It's not prioritized, so you will have pretty relatively deep pocket carry, so that's kind of nice. I think that's great. Ergos, if it weren't for this edginess and it weren't for this edginess here, because that does, when you grip it, it gets a little sharp. I can feel it down here. Let's see here. Yeah, I can feel it down here and here. It does grip on my hand. There's some hot spots for sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there you go. Action is really delightful. Action is really great. The drop shut, really beautiful. I mean, I can't I can't fault it for that. I think that's great. Design flow, it has potential. It's unique. It's different, right? I don't hate it. It's not one of these shapes I'm like, oh my God, that's really weird looking. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to check it out. I think it's really cool. Functional. You know, if you had some of the ergos fixed, some of the little finishes that were just kind of missed, this could be a really, really great knife. But they're pretty major as far as I'm concerned and what I consider. Now, these may not be issues for you. And that's fair. If it's not for you, then don't worry about it, right? But if it is for you, if those are some things that you find important, then hopefully this is helpful. I'm glad I got a chance to check it out. If I bought it, this would be an immediate catch and release, just to be fair. I think if they were to have a variation of this and fix some of these things, this thing would be lights out. I would enjoy owning this. I really would. And I would want to get one of these. Probably end up giving it away because it's such a cool knife and a great price. But I would very much be in favor of buying one of these for sure. But again, here's the thing. If those things don't matter and you like the design and this knife brings you joy, then buy what you love and love what you buy, right? That's the thing. I always say that with a caveat, right? You may not agree with me, and that's okay. I'm just giving you my thoughts, my impressions, things that matter to me. All right, so the design flow function, pretty much, it's pretty close, right? So fidget factor, it has the potential, I would say, to be a 6. Actually, I might even... I can't do it. Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I want to give it a 7, but it's a 6, right? And it could be a 7. It could even be an 8. I mean, there's just so much potential here, in my opinion. It works great left-handed, exactly the same. Well, it works like it would right-handed. Fidgety goodness. This right here really bothers me, and this right up here really bothers me. If you're going to be a front flipper, it's got to work. It's got to be comfortable. It's got to function. It's just got to be comfortable. And this is really, really, really aggressive here for front flipping. And if your hands get, like I've got some cracks from some other knives that cut me in, this makes it very uncomfortable, right? You know, and so those little things that, if I like to fidget with my knives, and that's important. So I'm going to say, because the thumb stud's really what kills it for me. These thumb studs really, really kill it for me. The fidgety goodness, I'm going to give this one. Because everything else is so good, this is the only reason why I get it. Because the fuller the thumb hole, that works really, really well. I'm going to give it an 80. And that's purely on this. If it didn't have thumb studs at all, this thing could have gotten a 90, maybe a 95. If this was just a little less aggressive up here with these, I mean, because they're really deep and they're sharp, right? So if you don't get in there right, and if it catches you just right, it's enough that it's going to pinch and rip and stuff. It's not like, it doesn't just, so finer jimping here distributes the traction out, if you will. So I have another knife here. This is the Numb Knives. Okay, so it has a front flipper. You see how they're smaller jimping? When I put my hand on here, it distributes the jimping and distributes the weight over the skin, and it's not pulling in any one spot, and that's more comfortable. Big old jimping like this, it looks cool, but it spreads it out, and so it's pulling on certain spots. And if I have like a little scratch cut right here from another knife, it's going to be uncomfortable. So I have to go over here. But then if I'm over here and I'm on some spot where there's not a callus, like there's calluses all here, right, from all the stuff. But if I have to go over here, that gets pretty uncomfortable, and it'll get rub and get in there pretty quick. So like I could do that, but even then it's man, that digs in. Ooh, golly, I can feel that. Yeah. So I'm going to give it an 80. That's purely on this front flipping and the thumb studs. No bueno. No bueno. I'm not a fan. I would probably take these off if I could and get rid of them if you could. That's where I would go from. Now these are these turned? No, these, see, they're turned down a little bit. I wish you could turn them up a little bit. That would be, I think that would be nicer personally. That would make it even, it might make it more functional if you ask me, because it feels like it's really into there. Perhaps that's an assembly and you could tighten it. This is a pass around. It's not my knife, so I'm not going to be messing with it. Okay, just so you know. If I bought this, I would be doing all sorts of stuff to it. I'd be filing this. I'd be finished. Just a lot of stuff I would be doing to make this knife a very functional knife. So anyways, so I'm going to give it an 80. Now, final thoughts. Is it recommended? Now, for me, I'm going to say no. It's not recommended. It's absolutely not a favorite, but I'm not going to recommend it. But take it with a caveat. If this doesn't matter, right? And if this jimping doesn't matter, and if these sharp edges here doesn't matter, then go for it. go for it. Do I think it could be really close to being recommended? Absolutely. This is so close. It's insane that it's like so close to being a really amazing knife as far as I'm concerned. This right here, and especially it makes me wonder if these are really angled incorrectly, but if this would just be a little more comfortable to access, right? If you didn't have these really sharp edges, and this wasn't really sharp, what I'm talking about here, so you can see how sharp it is. It scrapes my nail. That tells you how, and now this is G10. Yeah, look at that. It even scraped, the G10 scrapes my nail. This is G10. That tells you how sharp that is. I mean, over time that would wear, but I would want to wear that down more quickly. I can feel it when I grip it. It's just not super comfortable. So that's why it's not recommended. But if that doesn't bother you, right? Or if you're willing to fix stuff like that, go for it, right? It is a nice looking knife. It really is. If you find a great deal and you still want to go for it, I mean, I couldn't fault you. I couldn't tell you it's not. It's a well-made knife. I like what Ketuo is doing. This is really cool. It is really neat. Couple of things here. This thing would be a banger. Would absolutely be a banger. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just not going to recommend it. It's just not for me. You know, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on it? I would love to hear what your, well, before we do that, hold on. We got to zoom in a little bit. You guys got to get a nice close-up so you can kind of see the knife. So here we are with that hollow grind, flat compound grind, swedge on top. There's that fuller thumb hole, and there's those wackadoodle thumb studs that you can see are a little angled down, which is, I don't know why. I like the pivot. I like the little design on there. I think that's cool. This is carbon fiber G10. I think that's really cool. It's a beautiful kind of transition. Very smooth. I love that. I love the back spacer on here. Really cool touch of aesthetics. In here you have the steel. There's some weight relief in the steel liners. I don't know if we can see that. Can we get that in there? Let's see. Trying to get the light on there. All right. So that's nice. The clip has potential to be smooth. I just don't be so sharp, right? That's the problem. I don't mind the harsher jimping back here, because if I'm going to use this knife, I'm going to be locking in. So back here, I think that's fine. Back here, the jimping like that is okay. You see that thumb on there? That's okay, right? So I don't mind the jimping like that back there. I think that's okay. The lanyard is pretty cool. Again, like I said on the clip. All right, so we looked at this side. Here's the blade on this side, the other side. So here's the blade. There's not much to see here. When it closes is where you see some of the stuff that's on there, right? Again, you see the swedge, there's the thumb stud. That's where you could adjust it. It's not mine. I'm not gonna adjust it. And then you have the clip. The clip is reversible, so that's a positive. It's a reversible clip, so I think that's kind of cool. All right, let's go ahead and close it, and let's see if we can see this. Yes, so here you can see the Yakuza 1Z, so Yakuza is the Yakuza name of the knife, and then you can see it's 14C, 28, and blade steel, which I think is a great budget steel. I'm super impressed with that. I think that's great. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a little picture for our video. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get a nice little shot there. Kind of highlight. I like to get the angle, the shadow on that hollow grind, because then it looks cool in the picture. Just if you know what I'm doing. Yeah, interesting knife. I think it has a lot of potential. Like I said, let me know if you have it, if you love it. Maybe some things you think aren't as important to you. Maybe longer fingers, bigger hands. Maybe it'll be fine. Smaller hands. I don't know. Would love to hear your perspective if you have it and you love it, or if you had it and maybe, do you agree with some of the things that I said? I don't know. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, any of the above, would you please consider hitting the like button to the video? I know we say it a lot. A lot of us say it, but it really does help the channel. Liking the channel really, really does help out. And also, if you have already liked it, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button and subscribing to the channel, because that helps too. Allows the channel grow, do more things, produce more videos, have more visibility, just be able to do more things for you guys, right? So I appreciate that. And also, if you haven't already, maybe consider hitting the notification button as well, so you can be notified of future content. Big shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate you. You do two things. You encourage me, and I thank you for that. Thank you. Secondly, because of your generous support of the channel, you allow me to check things out, do things sooner, have a once-a-week budget banger giveaway. Just a lot of things you do. So thank you. Thank you to you guys. As a result of that, I want to do two things for channel members. One, I would love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. So if you're a brand new channel member, email me your name and address so I can mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note, right? That's the first thing. Second of all, by becoming a channel member, you become eligible for the once a month members exclusive giveaway. All right, so that's once a month members exclusive giveaway. That means each week we'll have a budget banger giveaway, but there'll be one week in a month where we will do a members exclusive giveaway. And it's definitely not a budget banger. It's definitely something a little nicer, hopefully something you would enjoy winning or giving as a gift. So that's my way to say thank you to you. If that sounds interesting, and maybe the special emojis that you get, yes, there are special emojis. Maybe the 1 year, 2 year anniversary kind of special things, yes, there is that. There's exclusive content. If any of that sounds cool to you, there's a link down below in the description on how to become a member. I have 3 different tiers. Would love to have you. Don't ever do it because you feel obligated, but do it if you want to. And if you do choose to do so, thank you. Thank you. All right. If you haven't already, maybe check me out over on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.